All right, here. We're having technical difficulties right now. Just clip it on right there. All right, can y'all hear us now? Test, can you hear us now? Yeah, it's you. Grab a seat.
Right here?
Yeah. Can you hear us now? Test, test, test. Can you hear us?
Cool little thing you got.
Isn't it cool?
Yeah.
I know.
What are you doing, man?
There we go. Can you hear us now? Everyone. Anyone out there? All right. We are live here again. Everyone, thank you for tuning in. We are at the taco stand up in Houston Heights, sitting here with my buddy Pete Marshall, the Vice President of Land and Commercial over at Iron Orchard Operating. And so real quick, before we get this kicked off to say hello to everyone, I just kind of called you out a little bit. The fact that you wanted to choose a taco place, right? And then this morning you just kind of wanted a cup of coffee, which I totally get. You know what I mean? It's kind of Thanksgiving week. This is when the pounds start adding on.
I didn't offend you.
That's not offended, but so I got a barbacoa to test out. But right now we're going to say good morning to some folks out there. So thanks for joining us, brother.
Thank you, man.
All right, we are sitting here on Monday, the week before Thanksgiving. A lot of unnecessary calories being put on throughout the holidays.
I'm trying to pace myself. I anticipate this being a big week.
So
that's kind of why.
I have no self-control.
Understandable.
That's my problem.
Yeah.
All right, so let's say hi to everyone this morning. So we got Roy Strawn tuning in, Tacos and Topo. Roy, I know this is right up your alley, brother. This is your scene right here. Barbacoa and Topo. I dig it. Gabe Jackson, what's going on, brother? I see you. I can't hear you. Hope you can hear us now. Ethan, no sound thanks for the message and the text message. I love that. You gotta love Ethan, everyone at World Completion Tools, staying on me to make sure I deliver a quality product. Justin, Brandon, I can't hear anything. No need to yell at me, Justin, but I appreciate you. All right. Let's see. Good.
So they can hear us.
They can hear us now.
Okay.
Good to go. Thanks, Mom. How are you, Mom? Happy Thanksgiving week. It's up in Connecticut. Hello from
Hi, Mom.
Hello from Houston and all that stuff. All that good stuff. All right. Let's see. There we are. We got confirmation they can hear us. We're good to go, man. We got
quite the following. This
Richard
is a
Welch.
really impressive thing.
Well, normally I don't have the following, Pete, but we made the last minute announcement that you're coming on the breakfast run on Saturday morning, and there is a huge wait in line to get in on this live stream.
Great.
All right, we got Richard Welch for Congress. Yep, good deal. All right, let's see, Brandon Webb. Yes, everyone is on. Looking good, boys. Happy Thanksgiving week. Hope everyone's having a good time. Okay. We got Rich. There you go, JP. Happy Thanksgiving. Little leaf emoji. I'll appreciate that. Mm-hmm. All right. You also have 7 feet to pack it in. Okay. All right. And this is going out. So my daughter's watching this morning. We got our daughter this year for Thanksgiving.
Evelyn. Cody's got.
Yeah. It was born like 3 weeks before my Evelyn. Yeah. So she actually special requested that you and I play a little Bean Bamboozled here in a little bit. And I'm not sure if those that don't know what Bean Bamboozled is, but pretty much there's 2 colors.
I don't know Bean Bamboozled.
So, okay, for example, this color right there, it can either taste like peach or barf.
Gotcha.
This color could be either juicy pear or booger. Strawberry banana smoothie or dead fish. Anyway, we're going to get into that in a little bit, but Evelyn, great idea to bring this, and I'm so glad now we have a reason to. So,
I'm glad I didn't eat anything.
Let's see. There's your calories right there. All right, Alex. Good morning, fellas. What's going on, Alex? Man, long time no see, brother. Hope all well in your world. All right, I gotta try the taco first before it gets too cold and disgusting. So, barbacoa and egg with roasted tomatillo sauce. All right. Can't beat a good barbacoa taco, and I think they have good barbacoa here. So let's give it a shot. You excited about this morning?
Super excited, man. This is great.
I dig that. All right. I just got it plain simple. No beans, no cheese added. I want to keep it pure. Want to keep it traditional, if you will, as we say. So, are you a folder, or are you a roller?
I'm a folder.
Okay, I'm gonna fold for you. In honor of you, I'm gonna fold. Okay, here we go. It's just like wine or bourbon. The first bite, you can never really get it. Mm-hmm. It's always the second or third bite.
The salsa good?
Salsa's good. Salsa definitely adds a little bit to it. Not too much heat though.
do you think? Scale of 1 to 10.
Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's probably about a solid 9.5. This is a good barbacoa taco. Could have gone a little extra on the barbacoa, but that's just me and my fat butt saying that. So, but other than that, solid barbacoa taco. They dig it, we dig it, so that's what we're here for. And I got a little Mexican coffee right here. It's very nice. Cheers. And you got regular coffee. Pete, talk to me. For everyone out there that's kind of tuning in right now that's never met you before or anything like that, why don't you kind of give us kind of an elevator overview on kind of your background, kind of your history and all that stuff before we kind of get kicked off. And honestly, we can talk a little bit oil and gas, but honestly, we can get just here and shoot the bull about anything else, about Thanksgiving, about what's going on in your world and all that stuff. So give us an elevator spiel, kind of where you've been, kind of how you got here while I've wolfed this down in front of everyone, so everyone can think how disgusting I am. So go ahead.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, go. Eat
I shall eat my thing.
This is kind of intimidating for me. This is live, so I can't edit this.
Are you nervous about this?
A little bit.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit.
I always stay nervous about this. I'm always like, I have nothing to talk about. I don't know what I'm going to say. I'm going to sound like an idiot, but you just got to go with it. Get out of your comfort zone.
That makes me feel better. Yeah, no, for sure.
That's what we're here for.
So, yeah, as you said, I work for Iron Orchard. I'm the VP of Land and Commercial. Been there with them for about 2 years. I'll start from the beginning. I graduated from Texas A&M in 2010.
Whoop, good bull.
Good bull. Got a business degree and jumped right into the title side of things. So commodity prices were really.
Wait, what business degree?
Just a management degree.
Did you really?
So, yeah.
You were Maze?
Yeah, I was at Maze.
I didn't know that. All right. Okay.
I like the idea of getting a broad degree that's not very specialized. So I still didn't know what I wanted to do. So I got a management degree, graduated in 2010. And kind of jumped right into the title side of things. Commodity prices were very healthy at the time. Ran title along the Gulf Coast. There were a lot of rigs being run. So I was able to run title for, a good amount of time during the day and then drive back to Houston at night. So
real quick, what led you, I guess, going from a management business degree to focus on commodity price and titles? What kind of led you to the oil and gas industry in this space?
So my grandfather was a petroleum engineer and a geologist. He was kind of like a prospector. And I think towards the end of my college career, I decided that energy was a cool place to be. So a landman actually came and tried to lease my grandmother. My grandfather had passed away at the time.
Okay.
And she knew that this was something I was interested in. Gave me his contact information. I didn't know anything about title. I didn't even know what a landman was. So I introduced myself to him, kind of hustled, kind of pushed myself into helping him.
Asserted yourself.
Yeah, asserted myself.
If you will.
I can be very annoying when I want to be.
I think we all can. That's a guy trait.
Yeah. I did that. And it was cool because my grandfather had a rich history in the oil and gas industry. My parents, they didn't do anything. They were pharmacists, so they didn't do anything. They didn't. Well, if you're listening to this, in the energy space.
Okay, there you go.
Let me clarify. So that was cool. There was like a connection there for me. And once I met this gentleman who was a broker in the Houston area, he kind of helped mentor me for a couple of years while I just got my hands dirty in the field. So yeah, it was really, really good. I think about a year in, I ultimately wanted to go in-house and get an in-house perspective working for a legitimate operator. So I got a gig with Anadarko for about a year.
Okay.
In 2012, 2013, just to give you an idea.
That's a good group then.
That was great. Now, I wasn't doing anything in Texas. I was exposed to what they were doing in the Marcellus, reorienting units up there. They were very bullish on gas at the time. So that was very, very cool. I got exposed to working interest, NRI, all that stuff. So
all that fun stuff.
Yeah. So after about a year there was another opportunity that presented itself. It was a group called Three Rivers out of Austin, Texas.
Wasn't Dennis Robles over there and all those? Yes.
I know Dennis pretty well.
Yep.
He was there during Three Rivers too. Great guy. Love Dennis.
Yep.
And just a really, really good group, collection of individuals. I met the CEO, and then he put me in touch with the land manager at the time. And just like with the landman that I met early on in my career, I kind of inserted myself into Three Rivers. I went up there. They were in Austin, so I was in Houston at the time. I drove up there for a lunch, just introduced myself, let them know, hey, if there's any other help that they ever want to, that they ever need me for.
So this is kind of like a cold call, kind of.
Pretty much. I mean, they were not advertising
Okay.
for a job.
All right.
Anything. So I went up there, and then I continued to pester them for the next few months until they said, hey, we could use some help on the land side. The landscape was completely different at the time. You had guys that were picking up acreage for the private equity space in order to aggregate as much as they could so they could flip it.
Okay.
I remember. Yep. I didn't know that at the time.
Different times.
I had no idea what I was really stepping into. I didn't even really know much about the private equity model. I just wanted to do something different and work in Texas. So I jumped at the opportunity there. I was there for 5 years. I was there through 2 iterations. We were backed by Riverstone. Had 2 successful exits. It was a really, really great time. And after that, I came back to Houston for a year.
What year was that?
I came back to Houston in 2018.
Okay.
So after 3 Rivers 3. I was there for 3 Rivers 2 and 3 Rivers 3. Came back in 2018. Joined another small private equity group for about a year and a half.
Okay.
And then joined Iron Orchard in early 2020.
And that's where we're going to pause right now to give a shout out to the sponsors of this Breakfast Run podcast. They've been great sponsors, and just a great group of people over there. You're looking at it right here, Royal Completion Tools. And speaking of my daughter, she filmed this commercial for us. So we're going to play the commercial, kind of give a little shout out to Royal Completion Tools for sponsoring. And if there's any inquiries about sponsorship of breakfast runs and all that stuff, reach out to me, shoot me a DM, and we can chat about that. So here's Royal Completion Tools. Check it out.
To all you completion engineers, company men, and consultants out there, are you sick and tired of losing sleep over frac plugs not getting to depth, not holding pressure, or not drilling out properly? Or maybe you aren't getting the best quality and service from the bigs. Well, stop burning the midnight oil and rest at ease while using Royal frac plugs, the most reliable and efficient frac plug on the market. Start your successful completions today by getting in touch with Royal Completion Tools. You can contact them via www.royalcompletiontools.com, sales@royalcts.com, or via LinkedIn. Contact them today to check out some of the best frac plugs out there.
All right, and we're back. All right, so if you want to catch any other previous breakfast runs, head over to JP Warren, my YouTube channel. They're all there. This will be there after as well for those of you that kind of like, oh, I didn't know this was happening. It was such a late notice. But you know what? That's what we do. We do it live, and that's what we're all about. So, story time. Moved back to Houston.
Yeah.
And you did a small little private equity company, and now you meet the cats over. So how did you meet Mike and Cody?
Yeah, so a buddy of mine, I'm just going to name drop, so I hope
that's what I always, you should name drop.
Okay, good. I feel like they would never name drop.
Rex Tillerson.
Right. Right. A buddy of mine that works at Amagi, shout out to John Moffitt. I went to high school with him. He works in the energy lending department over there.
It's not Patrick's brother, is it?
Yeah, it is.
That's Patrick Moffitt's brother?
Yeah, that's Patrick Moffitt's brother.
Oh,
they're,
man.
They're triplets.
Yeah, I know.
Sister too.
She's in what, Baton Rouge, right? Or something like that?
Now she's in Dallas.
Okay.
But, yeah, I grew up with all of them, so we went to high
So
school.
Patrick Moffitt was old school Anadarko. Is that where you met him?
Yeah. No, I knew Patrick from high school. I mean, we grew up together. So, I mean, I knew him from middle school.
Okay. All right. I met him when I was at Anadarko, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was cool. I didn't work directly with him at Anadarko, but...
Again, the small world.
Yeah, we lived with each other at the time, though. It was kind of funny. Anyway, John, after the last group that I worked for, and they were TRP Energy, another private equity backed group. I left there at the end of 2019. I was trying to get back into the space. Of course, that was at the height of COVID. I did not want to sit around and do nothing.
Right.
So John, as I said, John Moffitt introduced me to Cody, told me about the Iron Orchard guys, said they were looking for some land help as they're trying to grow and establish their team. And I met with Cody early 2020. And
was this before all the shutdowns and all that?
It was kind of in the middle of it. So
okay.
It was like March.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, met him. Really liked his charisma. Liked what he was about.
Oh yeah.
Believed in what they were doing at the time. And yeah, got to meet the entire team then. So it really hasn't been too long. It's not like we had this long history before I joined.
But it's a solid group of people over there. I mean, the people I know, obviously, you sitting right here, but like, Cody's always willing to like, take time out of his day and like actually help, coach, provide counsel, advice, and all that stuff. I like the way his mind works. I love.
Yeah, he's pretty enthusiastic. I'll put it that
It
way.
is. That's a good way to put it, but I mean, it's
Yeah.
contagious, though. I mean, it really is. I mean, a lot of people say that, like, they say that your smile is contagious. You know what I mean? See? It made me smile. But Cody's enthusiasm is contagious. And also, same with Mike. You know, Mike Tessari over there. I mean, he was, you know, him and Cody were over at Q-Star before. Now they're doing this, but, like, great family friends, just good people over there.
Yeah, and I think the culture fit and the people you work with is just as, if not more important, than what you're actually doing on a regular basis. So I knew it was a good fit right off the bat, and it really has been since I jumped on board. So yeah, those guys are super solid, and we can discuss anything. It's not just a formal working relationship. I really feel like those guys are my brothers. So yeah, it's been a really good fit.
That kind of makes me a little bit jealous because I kind of want to feel that way with this crew too. So it's okay. It's okay. So kind of let's do the oil and gas conversation first, and then let's kind of open it up to kind of, you know, what you're getting into for Thanksgiving. Let's have some bean bamboozling on. So if you want to try the bamboozle now, we can do that. Then kind of get it kicked off.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
If I try the bark
one, it
might wake me up more.
So we're doing bean bamboozled. Pretty much, there's all these different colors, and there's pretty much one tastes good, like a regular jelly bean, and one tastes absolutely foul. Liver and onions, rotten egg, barf, booger, old bandage, stink bug, dirty dishwasher, toothpaste, stinky socks, and dead fish. So let's dig in here.
Should I just grab one?
Just grab one. Okay. Yes.
I hope I get a good one.
Well, don't try it yet, because I'm gonna do it with you. All right. So, what color did you get?
Yellow.
Okay. So that's either gonna be what?
Rotten egg or
butter popcorn. Both are nasty. And I got this one. This will either be dirty dishwasher or birthday cake. So
shout out to Evelyn. Thank you.
Thank you, Evelyn. Great idea at 8 in the morning. That'll make a dad sick. All right, here we go.
I think I lucked out.
I got dirty dishwater.
No, I got rotten egg. No. I got rotten egg.
I got dirty dishwater.
Mm-hmm.
Disgusting. I can taste the soap. Disgusting, Evelyn. Horrible idea. Great idea. We're going to do this again in a little bit. So, oh my God.
Yeah, that's bad. I'm glad I have my coffee.
It gets caught in your teeth.
Yeah. It'll be in there in a while.
It gets caught in your teeth. It's disgusting. Great call, Evelyn. What a great idea to do this morning. Okay. Some oil and gas talk right now.
Yeah.
All right. So Keith is on. Old Keith's still up there watching Claiborne, Texas today. Morning, Keith, buddy. How you doing, partner? Check him out at Tallybook Tuesdays, every Tuesday morning, where they troubleshoot stuff. A lot of plugs going on this morning, but it's the holiday break, so we can do that. So, kind of in your world right now, kind of what you're seeing, all that stuff, what are you seeing in this market differently that you're dealing with? The whole land side of things, commercial side of things, is something I'm not familiar with. Sure. I'm personally not. Do you want to kind of give another elevator overview on kind of what that entails, what your responsibilities are, and then kind of talk about what's, God, so disgusting.
Want some water?
No,
Okay.
no, I got water.
Okay.
I'm fine. Let's do this. We're gonna power through.
Okay.
We're going live.
Okay.
All right. So, what's some of the things that you're seeing different in this market in the past, 3 months than you have previous in your earlier career? So, give us the overview on the whole land commercial side real quick. For those out there that don't know much about that, not me.
Yeah. It's almost like, where do I begin? I mean, the landscape is so different. I'm not even going to talk about the last 3 months. I'll talk about really since the beginning of COVID, and even before that. I think the biggest kind of theme for me since being at Iron Orchard and really my time before that is just the amount of capital that's left the space.
Yeah.
I mean, not even on the equity side too. I mean, you're seeing a lot of debt providers too on the RBL space just completely leave energy, which has made it very, very interesting. I mean, you have to get more creative when it comes to capital raising.
And what does that mean? People always talk about get creative, think outside the box, blah 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 blah, all that stuff. But what does that actually mean? Get creative when you're talking about, I guess, sourcing capital.
Yeah, I guess in the context of my career, from 2013 to 2018 when I was in Austin, you had so much money in the space from a PE perspective.
Yeah.
All these guys, I mean, they had multiple portfolio companies, even in the same basin, just throwing money at
was it like putting all the hooks in the water, hopefully something bites? Yeah,
and it was a lot of fun. I mean, from a land perspective, for sure. I mean, I love nothing more than getting directions to go lease all this acreage and just look for deals in order to grow our position. So I say that to say, people are not aggregating positions like they used to. This is nothing new. This has been, probably the last few years or so.
Okay.
And there's just not as much equity capital in the space. So you're not seeing any of these private equity groups with the amount of portfolio companies like you did in the past. A lot of them have been smashed together. You're seeing more capital dedicated to fewer teams.
Yep.
So there's just not as much opportunity to go get $100 million and put a position together like there was in the past. So does that kind of answer your question?
That does. I mean, that answers my question. It's there's a lot of things right now kind of on the radar right now that's very disruptive to our industry right now. First off, you have the capital that you just mentioned. You have the labor shortage, which is, it doesn't matter, I mean, how much cash you throw at the problem, it's still not bringing people in. And Tyler Schultz had a great point about, like, do we need to look at kind of how we, staff drilling rigs? Are we doing 2-2? Should we do 1-1? But anyway, there's all this, great kind of new ways to think about our industry. And the third thing that kind of that's obviously, besides, the narrative that's out there that, we're villains and all that fun stuff. We don't need to get into that because I think that's everyone knows that side of the story. But another thing too that's scary is the equipment shortage.
Yeah, I mean, we have there's always a delay getting a workover rig, if that's what you're referring to.
Yeah. Any equipment, yeah.
That's been very behind schedule. So that's something we struggle with, that we have to allocate time and resources to in a proper fashion instead of just doing it on the fly like we were able to in the past. So a lot of obstacles and a lot of hurdles. And it's funny too, because if you had told me that oil was at 75 and gas was at $5, I would have thought that rigs would have eased up a little more.
Rigs are blowing and going. Frac crews are out there and all that. So but it is kind of a challenge right now.
Yeah, it does.
So in a market like this, do you view it kind of as more of a challenge, or are you kind of the person that kind of focuses on things and kind of sees things as an opportunity?
I have to look at it as an opportunity. If I don't, my mind will go crazy. I'll overcomplicate things, and I'll think the end of the world is coming. So that's not to say that is happening at all. I think there's a lot of opportunity in the space.
No,
you
but
have to approach it that way.
But that's the thing, though. I mean, the way you look at challenges, the way you look at certain instances in life, work, professional, personal, it's extremely important to kind of own your outlook, own how you look at things, and yeah, you can take it with all the negative, or you can kind of look on the other side, the glass is half full side, and it's very challenging to do, but at the same time, it's a work in progress to try.
Definitely, and I don't think that's to say that you have to look at everything with rosy-colored glasses and everything's great and there's rainbows and unicorns and all that, but I think you have to have a healthy amount of optimism to know that this too shall pass, and you have to have faith in what you're doing and really believe in what you're doing to know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel without being irresponsibly overly optimistic. So I think that's applicable to anything.
Good vibes only over here at Breakfast Ride. All right, so we have a LinkedIn user. I'm so sorry, I can't see who this is that asked this question. At Entercom in Denver this summer, there were a few PEs talking about how ready they are to fund. Do you see different approaches, appetites by different size PE companies?
That's a good question.
That's a great question, LinkedIn user.
Different approaches by different PE sizes? Is that?
Yeah. Do you see different approaches, appetites by different different size PE companies? Great question.
I will say, I think the bigger PE guys, as I said, it's more capital dedicated to fewer teams, and then the smaller groups, the middle market guys. I guess I would say the theme is about the same across the board. You're not seeing PE groups fund G&A. I think if you have an opportunity that is marketable, then you can bring it to them. But PE firms are not.
They're not about the G&A life?
No.
They're not.
No.
So previously, I guess that kind of. I mean, obviously, I'm not privy to kind of know how it's going on, but it's my outlook looking in. It seemed like there's a lot of private equity companies that would kind of build teams and fund G&A until the right deal was struck and did all that stuff. So that's just not happening right now.
I don't see that. I mean, you do see a couple press releases, maybe a handful,
but not as much as
you were in the past. As I said, back in 2015, 2016, you could get a blank check, get to work, and look for an opportunity right away with your G&A funding.
Right.
Those days are long gone. So unless you have an opportunity that is that you can execute on today, with a proper business plan in place, with a proper financial model that yields the right returns that these investors are looking for, you're not getting G&A funded.
And so, I mean, we don't have to get into the business side of things too much. Obviously, I don't want you to kind of divulge. You know, whenever someone comes on, breakfast runs, they're very cautious. Like, hey, look, I don't want to talk about the company. I'm like, look, we'll talk about whatever you're comfortable with. Like, I'm not here to show playing cards, all stuff. But from the conversations with Cody and Mike, it seems that y'all are very a lot of people are private equity intensive and all that, but y'all kind of do things in a different manner. It's a lot of family friends. It's a lot of people, worksite supervisors that have invested in the company and all that stuff. So it's a lot more kind of what do you call it? Not crowdfunding. That's a bad term, but it's kind of is for Iron Orchard a little bit. And that actually, I think that's a great way. That's a very creative way to kind of stay up front of things.
Yeah, that's what I mean when I say we have to be a little more creative. We have relationships with a good number of capital groups ready to fund certain projects that they deem appropriate. But yeah, I mean, the stuff that we use to finance what we have right now has just been friends and family funds, and with that approach, you're able to control a little bit more and kind of control your own destiny.
And at the same time, I mean, that also gives you the opportunity to, if you do want to go out and go to, I don't know if that's the right term, go to market, whatever, go find additional capital. I mean, at least you have that buffer zone, at least you have that safe space to do that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It just gives you more flexibility and allows you to do a little bit more. But, if you do want to get bigger, I mean, that requires more capital too. So if we do get to that spot, I guess we'll.
But at least you got the little comfort, the little cushion right now to kind of keep moving forward. So here, let's do another one of these, and then let's. Hey, if anyone has any questions out there, go ahead and type them down. We'll be sure to address them all. And it could be questions ranging from land and commercial, be questions from cooking turkeys or best barbecue, anything. We're here to talk. It's kind of a short week for a lot of people out there, not us, because we're in the oil field. There's no holidays or weekends in the oil field, but we just want to talk about anything. So let's try to open it up right now with a couple questions. Oh, see, we're back. All right, so let's open it up. I guess we just got a phone call, kind of, no problem. That's what happens when you go live. I guess, as I said, they don't know that. I guess they didn't sign up or subscribe to the YouTube channel, know that we're going live this morning. So let's do another bamboozle. Let's keep the conversation flowing. My audio went away again. Silly. All right. Sorry for the, let's see what's going on here. All right, can you hear? Test? Can you hear us? Can someone chime in that you can hear us? Test 1, 2. Can you hear us now? I hear sound, you back? Sorry about this, Pete. This is what happens when you go live, though. Can someone chime in? You got us with the sound? All right, let's try this again. All right, we should be back now. We should be live. All right. Okay. All right, I guess we're good to go now. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, LinkedIn user. Thanks, Alex. Okay, we're good to go now. Okay, so again, if y'all have anything you want to discuss, any random trivia topics, whatever, let's go do that. But we're gonna do another a bean bamboozled right now. So go ahead.
I got one, but I can't. It looks like that fell off, so I can't.
It's in here.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah, so I got.
So it's either toasted marshmallow or stink bug. Hold on. What's this?
I'm so excited.
What's this one? No, I think it's rotten it.
I think it's one of those two, right?
Stinky socks or Tutti Frutti? I don't think that's okay. We're just gonna go. Cheers.
Cheers. I got a winner. You got a winner?
I got a. I don't think I got a. I don't think I got a winner. Oh my gosh! It like picks up. You know what I mean?
It's a little deceiving.
Ellen, why?
Here, have some of it.
No, I got to tough this through. I'm not washing it down. It's part of the game. Gotta go with it. All right. So what else is going on? Kind of real quick, kind of in your world right now that you're seeing that's kind of gross.
Take your time.
Okay. All right. I'm back. Actually, scratch that question.
Okay.
What do you see on your side of the desk? You know, kind of in your world, in your realm, that you wish to, that you're like, oh, I just wish, you know, the industry would think about it this way or something like that. Or, you know, for example, previously it was, you know, Tyler Schultz brought up the fact that, you know, let's change the way we think about potentially doing hitches on rigs, you know. Mm-hmm. Some people are saying, oh, man, I just wish we kind of sit around kind of the operators in the same area, kind of trade best practices or anything like that. What are you kind of seeing that you wish kind of the industry would kind of take that step just to see if efficiencies would improve or anything like that?
What do I think? What do I wish was different?
Yeah.
I mean, I won't speak too much to the operation side. I would just say the ESG kind of theme has made things really difficult, certainly from a capital perspective. I think I think commodity prices right now yield really good economics, but the whole ESG kind of theme tapers investors' reluctance to put money to work like they were in the past. So I would say the ESG kind of stigma, or the oil and gas stigma, I wish
would change a little bit.
Yeah, it would change.
And the ESG, look, the ESG thing is extremely important, obviously. It's something that our industry's. That's what happens when you go live. Traffic. It's something that that our industry has kind of, you know, dealt with, that we've been tackling for the past 30 years, whether you change it from sustainability to EHS to HSE to it's just kind of, you know, rebranding all this stuff. However, it's when it comes to be a decision maker, when it's obviously, you know, everyone always wants to improve the ESG, and it doesn't matter what energy this world provides, there's some sort of byproduct from it. There's some sort of mess or dirtiness, if you will. So when ESG is the driving factor on whether to invest in oil and gas or whether it's this and that, it's don't get me wrong, I understand the necessity of it, but it's still pretty frustrating because there's a huge not misconception, but there kind of is something there. There's a disconnect.
Yeah, I wish we would do a better job as an industry to kind of change the narrative a little bit. I mean, I think the ESG pressures and the ESG concerns are real, and they should be addressed for sure. But I mean, oil and gas is you know, a necessary product that permeates everything. I mean, it's not just gasoline. It's
everything from the cell phone to whatever. Yeah.
Clothes, that's everything.
To heating that barbacoa taco I just had.
Yeah. So I wish we would do a better job as an industry, just kind of changing the narrative a little bit. You know, a lot of these groups, just kind of segue a little bit. A lot of these publicly traded companies, I mean, they're doing a really good job on their ESG metrics, bringing down greenhouse gas emissions, you know, reducing flaring, et cetera. And they're generating a lot of cash right now too. I mean, a lot of their free cash flow yields are beating the S&P 500, you know, as well as addressing these ESG concerns. So I think as an industry, we've done a really good job of staying capitally disciplined.
Yes.
But I wish the ESG kind of route didn't play as big of a role as it has.
I wish it'd be a little more. I wish certain industry leaders would be more vocal.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? Rather than just kind of take the beatings and going back and business as usual. You're right. I think our industry has a huge opportunity right now to write our own narrative. And what does that look like? That Pete, try and speak closer to the mic. Thank you, Justin, for the live feedback. Maybe it's down.
I'm gonna pull it up real quick.
Yeah, bring it up. Bring it up. Be comfortable with that microphone. It's okay. No, but that's kind of the one frustrating thing. Look, you're seeing a lot of like I wish industry leaders would speak up more, kind of say, hey, look, yes, we're doing this, and that's kind of way that's how it's done. Deal with it. Or hey, look, this doesn't make sense to do this this way and all stuff. But that doesn't mean we're ignoring. I just wish there was more. Number one, communication, transparent communication.
Definitely transparent communication.
And I wish there'd be more of a proactive stance. Whether that's look, you're seeing all these super majors. They put out these commercials.
Yeah.
People putting up frames with the same shirt on a Saturday. That feels like an advertisement.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to do a better job of humanizing our industry and doing stuff like this, getting the people behind certain positions out there and kind of, just show that, look, it's not just, we're not just this faceless organization or this faceless community. We're actually people too. So I think that's part of it.
No, I think that's very well said. I think kind of humanizing our industry is okay. And I don't think we've, as an industry, handled things the best way in the past. But that's okay as long as we own up to it and kind of say, hey, maybe we made a mistake on this or that. And just owning up to it and being as transparent as possible. I think that's a much better
every
approach.
industry has made mistakes.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every industry.
Can
So
y'all hear me, by the way? Is this good?
Justin, are you happy? Justin Brignac, are you satisfied? That's what happens when you go live. All right. So I guess we're gonna kind of wrap this up with some chit chat, unless someone wants to kind of chime in right now. So real quick, Thanksgiving plans. Do you like Thanksgiving? First off,
I do. Yeah,
okay.
I love eating until I can't see straight and watching football all day. I mean, that's what Thanksgiving was like for me growing up. So I'm a fan of Thanksgiving and stuffing my face.
All right. So between Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, which is your Justin Brignac? Aw, I'm never happy.
You're never happy on Thanksgiving, Justin?
You know what? I think he's probably not happy on Thanksgiving because that's the only time he can't do sales calls. Is Thanksgiving. That's why he's not happy. What a hand. What a top hand. So Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas.
I'm a Christmas guy.
Okay.
I'm a Christmas. Is
your Christmas tree up and all that stuff right now?
It's not up yet. It'll go up this weekend. But,
okay. Ours is up.
Is it?
Monica did. Monica.
When did y'all put it up? Halloween?
Well, I came home and Monica, all the stuff was up. The tree was decorated, so she did an awesome job with that. Monica, hey, good morning, baby. So excited about our Thanksgiving. I am too. And I am saying that, not just because we're live and I'm going home to you after this, just because I am excited. So we're doing a little family trip. We're going down to Galveston for the week and just kind of unplug and have some Ocean Star.
Awesome.
We're going to the Ocean Star Museum with Evelyn.
That'd be great. I love Galveston. I think it kind of gets a bad rap. I love it.
There's been a lot of money put into downtown Galveston, kind of for the restaurants and kind of like the tourism. It's a great spot, I think.
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, for where we live in Houston, 45 minutes away, you're right on the water.
Just take it.
It's great.
So what are you doing?
Beach house?
Yeah, we're doing I could say beach house and sound bougie, but no, it's just a house. We're just getting a house kind of like off the beach, Yeah. You don't want to be on the beach too much, just because hurricanes and stuff. Yeah. So, yeah.
So I have family in Austin. I want to try to visit them because my parents will be down there. But other than that, I'll be in Kerrville with my girlfriend. So
wait a minute, Kerrville?
Yeah, Kerrville.
All right.
Yeah, 45 minutes south of San Antonio.
I love hill country.
Good hill country. Yeah. So
I just got back from the hill. I love Texas hill country.
Oh, it'll be nice, man. I always enjoy going out there and getting out of the city, and it's so pretty. I know.
And it's always you go out there like, man, I should get a place out here. I should get a place at Airbnb out here. Just kind of come out here and live off the land a little bit. So I guess that means that you're not cooking the turkey this year.
I'll be helping. I'll be assisting. I'll be taking orders, but I will not be cooking it myself. No, which is kind of a. You'd
be opening the wine. You'd be helping out with that side of the biz.
I'll make a cheesecake. I made one last year.
You make cheesecake?
I mean.
No, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, no, I'll make a nice dessert. I'm a big cheesecake fan.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, well I dig that. All right.
You a piece.
So does anyone have anything else they want to kind of bring up right now during this breakfast run before we kind of close it off with another Bean Bamboozled?
Yeah.
Anyone? Bueller. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of bring up a couple things that I'm excited about. Number one, Energy Crew podcast has been chosen as the media partner of the 23rd World Petroleum Congress. And check out Energy Crew Podcast. It's my podcast for those that don't know. It's go to the Digital Wildcatters website and check that out. Or go to any other podcast streaming platform. We're going to be doing live stream stuff, kind of like this, just kind of like winging it with whoever we can get. I think my wife Monica is going to join us out there. Let's say what's up to Dwayne. Shout out for Black Gold Rental Tools, where we live quality. Everyone check out Black Gold Rental Tools. Dwayne reached out to me, and we've been helping him out with some content stuff. it's just a great, solid team over there. Check them out on LinkedIn. Check out their website as well. Solid, Dwayne. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving and safe travels wherever you're headed to. So we got selected to be the 23rd World Petroleum Congress media partner, and we're just kind of doing some live stream stuff like this. We're gonna be going on and kind of just talking with anyone. I think I'm bringing my wife Monica on to kind of co-host and all that stuff. Kind of get some good banter going. Kind of get her perspective on things out there. What else? You
got any more questions for me?
I probably do have some questions for you. I'm not done wrapping up, but I don't want to forget about this. And then what else? That's kind of it. Crew Club, I'm expanding to Oklahoma, Dallas, and Midland. I'm excited about that. I'm going to travel there and kind of meet with some people, kind of an information session, if you will. So I'm looking forward to that. So I think that's all the plugs that I have going on. What plugs do you have going on? What are you excited for about the industry? Have you been to casino night?
Have I been to casino night?
Yeah.
What's
AAD casino night?
Uh-uh.
All right. It's in January. I think it's January 29th or 27th this year. It is like black tie. It's a boondoggle. It's pretty much everyone's like, they're sold out right now and all that stuff. So you can get tickets.
What's the organization?
AAD.
What does that stand
for? American Association of Drilling Engineers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not an engineer, so that
I'm not an engineer either, but I kind of feel.
I thought you had an engineering degree.
Hold on a second. This is something new coming up to me right now on Breakfast Runs. You thought I was an engineer?
I mean, you speak like you are one, yeah.
Okay, so what does an engineer speak like? This is great.
Well, you know everything about the
downhole
operational side. Yeah, I guess you really have good bullshit. I don't know.
I do have good BS. That's kind of what that is the point. But no, surprisingly, I'm not an engineer.
Oh, okay.
I've just worked in industry.
You worked on the service side though, right?
Yeah, so I started off at Noble Drilling, and then I went over to Archer, and then I went to Pinergy for 7.5 years. And yeah, so I guess my
that's my bad, everybody. I'm sorry.
No, I appreciate. I was Mays too. I was marketing.
Oh, okay, cool, very cool.
Yeah, I was Mays Business School marketing.
Right.
So you had Dr. Welch.
We're cut from the same cloth.
Yes, Dr. Welch. Huge advocate of me when I was at A&M. He was buddies with my dad. So great people out there. So okay, all right. More questions. You want to do career questions?
Dude, whatever you want, man. It doesn't even have to do with the. It doesn't even need to do with the industry.
Okay, let's say the industry wasn't here. Let's say you were in the oil and gas industry, right? What is something that you would want to get into? What is your passion that you want to get into? Money's not an option. Money's not an option. What would it be?
Money? If I could do anything?
Anything.
Oh, well, I mean, I love baseball. I'd like to be a professional baseball player when I grow up.
Okay.
That's what I would like to do. But seriously, if it's nothing extravagant like that, I've really appreciated the financial side of things since working in oil and gas, and I think that's obviously applicable to any industry.
What about that side? Just the fact, the whole you to kind of look at the business from different lenses and all that stuff. What about the financial side you enjoy?
I like following market trends and seeing what companies are trading for, and cash flow multiple. Following things like that, seeing what acreage prices go for. I guess that's not really.
What are you seeing acreage prices now? Are they kind of holding up to like 2016 prices, or is it kind of like mid-20s prices?
No, it's mid-20s prices.
Well, I kind of feel like in the mid-20s they kind of started instead of $45,000 an acre and then it went down.
You're not seeing that anymore. I mean, for the longest time, for the last couple of years, even before oil went negative, you weren't seeing much upside allocated to acreage at all. You were maybe you could get acreage for, at least in the Permian. I think PV10 was probably on the existing production was a pretty safe bet. But now upside is back. So I would say on an acreage multiple, I mean, I don't know, 5,000 an acre probably.
$5,000 an acre?
Yeah.
No, I feel like that's kind of low historically, kind of what we've seen already.
It is in West Texas for sure. And don't hold me to that.
Look, we're just talking here. We don't even know we're live right now.
Yeah. But no, it's. I mean, you're not seeing acreage prices go for what they did in the past. I mean, from 2010 to 2016, I mean, they were going for 20, 30 plus an acre.
Yeah.
So you're not seeing that anymore. Ultimately, it's all dictated on what these public companies are allocated from an investor perspective, like what their price per share equates to on the price per acre.
Where do you see kind of what do you see kind of the short-term playing field of the oil and gas industry? So okay, let me kind of back this up a little bit. So historically, it was a lot of a lot of small private equity companies getting out there. The majors were there. Obviously, you just skirt around them and all that stuff. But with private equity companies, supporting G&A, building teams, and all that stuff, where do you kind of see the next, I guess, short term, 6 to 8 months out on the landscape when it comes to kind of the operator side of things? Are you seeing more acquisitions happening? What do you predict?
I think you're going to continue to see, these big companies that made these big acquisitions like Conoco and Concho.
Yep.
I think you're going to see them continue to pour up what they have and focus on their efficiencies that way. And in the meantime, divest acreage that's kind of on the fringe of what they
And that's going to go off towards the smaller independents.
Yeah, I think you'll continue to see that. So it's cyclical, and I think we're at that point in the cycle at this point in time. So I think that's a thing that you're going to continue to see. A lot of that took place earlier this year too.
Yeah.
And
so do you deal with anything on the service side?
Do I deal with anything on the service side? A little bit, yeah. Before I got to Iron Orchard, I wasn't really. I was more of a mineral guy, so I would take leases and put locations together from a title perspective.
Okay.
So I've gotten a little more exposure, especially with our injection wells, our SWD wells, and dealing with the service centers from that perspective.
Are you seeing any change or any shifts on the service side that are shocking to you or surprising to you?
Not really. No. A lot of these landowners are actually pretty reasonable. They stay they're pretty in tune with what the industry is doing, so they're not trying to rip your face off.
So with the landowners, talking about that, has there been a kind of conversations regarding ESG with landowners and all that stuff?
No, not too much. They just don't. You're seeing what happened when. I know there's that big deal in Crane County with Chevron and I forget the landowners.
The Red Bucket?
I forget what it was called. I'm sure you know about it. But to answer your question, no, not too much on the ESG side. These people just want you to operate responsibly, and if you're not
and respectfully,
and be respectful. But if you're you're not disrupting their surface operations too much,
I don't see that really. I kind of see in this day and age. That really doesn't happen. Because usually landowners, they can pull the plug.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's also, the mineral estate is the dominant estate. So if you've got a separate surface owner, that's a different person from the mineral owner. You're the mineral owner supersedes that. So if you want to drill a well, and that surface owner has an issue with it, there's really nothing they can do. Ultimately, not really.
But you try to get everyone on board. That way, everything runs smoothly.
You want to be a good steward and do things responsibly. But push comes to shove, you don't necessarily owe them anything. Do not hold that against the surface.
Don't hold that. Yeah, we love surface. We love it. We love everyone here. So do you like that? I guess. I would assume VP of land and all that stuff, working the land side of things. You're dealing with a lot of different people on the different, wherever they are in the mix. Do you kind of like?
Yeah, I definitely like the variety. That's fun, and it even goes past the different kind of landowners that you encounter. You have the GLO, so the state owns a lot of minerals in West Texas and across the state. You also have university lands, the big endowment fund dedicated to Texas A&M and the University of Texas that control the large mineral ownership across the state. So, yeah, between that and the different kind of landowner characters, it's fun to.
That's kind of cool.
It's fun to, yeah.
That's cool that they get to work with the government side of things, the university side of things, the landowner, the mineral. That's kind of I guess a cool portfolio of personalities, and
it's fun and exciting for sure.
I would assume that there's certain frustrations with each one and certain excitements dealing with each party.
Definitely, without a doubt. So all that's cool because it keeps things fresh and fun. Nothing's too dull.
You know what I find different about this quarter versus previous Q4s and all that stuff? Usually, like in the oil and gas industry, things kind of slow down. Q4. Whether it's historically, October, November, definitely by December, things have kind of stopped and kind of people have kind of checked out, waiting for the budgets to kind of get kicked off.
Yeah.
Q1 and all that stuff. I'm not seeing that this year.
Mm-mm.
I'm seeing activity, not activity, but people being active and and having deadlines to meet and all that stuff. Probably on a more active basis than I've seen previously.
What's really interesting is you see more private rigs than you do public. The capital markets for the the public guys is kind of leaving the space. These guys are more capitally disciplined. So the more rigs that are being added is really on the private side. So I know that was kind of a segue.
No. I like that. I like that segue.
That's been kind of interesting, just to kind of see.
So you're not seeing the bigger companies pick up the rigs. You're seeing the smaller companies pick up the rigs. Mm-hmm. But which is also on that side, it's also challenging too, because I heard on the casing side, unless you have a dedicated program for X number of wells with X number of drill rigs, then you're not getting the pipe. Mm-hmm. But if you're a small company, you just need to drill 1 or 2 wells or 3 wells here. Then it's so. What do you think is going to alleviate this kind of crunch and this accordion situation that we're dealing with?
Alleviate? I mean, I'm still pretty bullish on commodity prices. So I think if oil approaches $100, maybe you'll see more people enter the workspace. But all those guys are leaving for Amazon right now.
Yeah, I know.
So I don't know.
What do you think is making the exodus happen? Is it the question the industry perception? Is it kind of the industry volatility? Is it just, think people just kind of are like, I'm tired of it. What is it?
I think it's certainly all of the above, but I mean, the first thing I would say is just the stigma of the oil and gas industry to begin with has really done a number on just the perception of oil and gas as a whole. So I think it definitely starts with that. But as you know, the oil and gas place is not for the faint of heart. I mean, you have to withstand the tough times, and maybe a good number of people just don't like the volatility.
That's one of those things too. It's just one of those things like, look, I love it. I mean, you just got to enjoy the ride, whether times are good, times are bad. I mean, it's always unfortunate when times are bad, but I mean, you just got to enjoy the ride. I mean, it is. I actually think, for example, we had Tyler Schultz on last week, and he mentioned when he was going to universities, and this is probably kind of something for all of us to think about. He had people, asking about, what's your ESG efforts? What's your this? So there is a stigma right now. That's not just kind of that we're seeing right now, but it's also with the people that are in school, the soon-to-be graduates and all that stuff. I think it would probably behoove us. I don't like using that, but I'll use that right now. I think it would behoove us as an industry to think about, okay, well, how can we kind of reach out to whether it's high school, whether it's people in universities and all that stuff, to kind of communicate what we do and who we are, and kind of shed some non-biased light or narrative on our industry. So I kind of would make that a message to our industry, is like, get involved in the universities and the high schools and all that stuff, and kind of talk.
No, definitely be more transparent and open, and bring the message across that we're not the bad guys. And I think that starts with being transparent right off the bat. So I think getting ahead of that and being proactive is definitely the way to go.
Amen. You have anything to send us off on right now?
Man, I just appreciate the opportunity, JP. This is great. This is fun. I don't get to have many meetings in the Heights outside of the taco stand. So this is great. And you have such an awesome following, man. This is a lot of fun. I'm sorry if I didn't answer questions appropriately. A lot of these were kind of caught me off guard, but
that's what happens when we're going live. And don't worry, after the break, I'm getting this guy on the podcast, so I'm looking forward to that. Kind of sitting around and chat. We'll choose a different location.
Sounds great,
and we'll just hash it out that way. Yeah. I'm down for this, man. I love going live. I love how you came on, man. I appreciate the willingness, the eagerness, and honestly, I employ everyone out there. Kind of, if something's outside of your comfort zone or realm, hop on it, get involved and do it. So we're gonna close this out by one more bamboozled. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I have to. So go ahead. And again, Pete Marshall, check him out on LinkedIn, connect with him, say hello, introduce yourself. Definitely a guy that would love to have a cup of coffee and just expand his networks, if you will.
Thank you, guys.
All right, so, gosh, rotten egg or buttered popcorn?
I think you'll get buttered popcorn, because I got the rotten egg one.
Now that you said that, you just jinxed it. What do you got? What's your color?
It's like a tan.
Is that
one right here?
Either that's stink bug or toasted marshmallow, or that's dead fish or strawberry banana smoothie.
I think it's that one. Yeah, dead fish or strawberry banana smoothie.
All right, so here we go. Rotten egg or buttered popcorn? Gosh.
You lost again? Yeah, I got dead fish. Yeah, it's not good.
I can't do this. All right, I'm going to the wire. Edward, you're grounded.
Yeah, that got me pretty good too.
So disgusting. Everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. everyone out there, we hope your Thanksgiving food tastes better than these bamboozled. Dude, I can't. My eyes are watering. This is bad. But we hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving break. Whoever you're spending with, whether you're on location, whether you're friends and family, whether you're in Kerrville, whether you're in Galveston, wherever you're at, we hope you enjoy the time with the people you are with. Hopefully it's not too stressful. We know holidays are very stressful on some people. And
thank you guys.
thank you all for tuning in. We hope everyone has a safe and a great Thanksgiving break, and we'll see you after. And that's it. I gotta go brush my teeth. This is bad. All right, y'all. We'll talk to y'all a little bit. But, oh, I'm crying.